Hey everybody, this is Bo back in the sports. Want to say thanks for listening and making us 1.5 million stronger every single day. And right now we're going to shoot out to Michigan once again, Kalamazoo, and we're going to chance to talk to a boxing sensation. He was incredible as a middleweight, took some time off, and now he's back in charge, knocking heads. He's none other than Troy Rowland. How you doing, sir?
Great.
Hey, Troy, you've got a nice big fan following. There's been a lot of speculation about you coming back prior to this. It's got to feel good to have that many fans and that many people interested in your career.
Oh, definitely, man. That's what's kept me going the whole time. Is really, all the support of the fans and stuff that just keep cheering me on and keep me going.
And with the growth of mixed martial arts, a lot of us have sort of missed that boxing niche, that sweet science of old. There's been a lot of things in boxing going on, a lot of things that weren't. We know from a lot of people who deal with you, you were doing it right and you're doing it in style.
Yep. I try and keep that way. Mixed martial arts is getting pretty big, and a lot of people think it's taken away from boxing. But I think there's a lot of fight fans out there like mixed martial arts and boxing. So I like both myself, so I rather participate in boxing, obviously, but I like watching mixed martial arts just like anybody else.
Well, there's a bunch of us out there that follow mixed martial arts that love boxing. We're dying to see someone come forward and change it and bring the spark back into it. You got the Pacquiao-Hayton fight that took place. Now you've got Mayweather sort of throwing his hat into it again. There's just a lot of growth right now for a boxer like yourself with the hand speed and the fluid movement you have. You stepped away for the ring for a little bit and then brought yourself back. Tell us a little about that walking away.
The biggest reason I stopped, I was doing real well, and then I had one loss that set me back a little bit, and then I come back with a couple more wins, and I was just about to have a kid, and I ended up getting married, and we're, just kind of living the family life, and I just, having a full-time job and trying to box and having a family life, I had to cut something out of there, and I wasn't about to cut my family out, so and I wasn't anywhere in boxing where I could actually quit my job, so I had to cut one of them out of there, and that's what we did at that time. And then after a few years passed, really I got back in the gym and started working out. I really talked about mixed martial arts. A couple friends of mine wanted to try some cage fights and wondered if I would work with them on their stand-up. And I started working with them, getting back in the gym and getting back in shape. And that's and then somebody actually asked me what I thought about doing another fight, and they kind of asked me at the right time when I was already in pretty decent shape. So that's kind of where I come back. That's kind of where it all started, and now we're back in action.
Some people in sports take some time off to sort of recalibrate their systems. Some people step away for family life. It looks like it's benefited you. You're still extremely young and still have an incredible growth. A lot of guys, when they start hitting that 30, 35 mark, they take time off and they really start slowing down. You took time off when you were still young. You're still extremely young. You've got a huge upswing right now in your career. You have everywhere to go, and boxing seems to be moving that pendulum ever so closely back to the spotlight, either with yourself or with the national media. It's nice to see. It looks like you're hitting it at the right mark.
Yeah, I think so too. I see a lot of opportunity out there, and there's a lot of, there's some of the top guys that I see fight on TV, and different people I see here and there, and I'm thinking, dang, I know I can hang with them, and and after, it's gonna take me a little while to get back to where I was. I don't think I'm where I was, 3.5, 4 years ago, but I'm getting there, and I felt a lot better in this fight than I did my first fight back, and even sparring in the gym, I'm getting back, and we'll get back to where we were and beyond. That's the plan.
Now, when you have your boxing style, how you work out on a day-to-day basis, and what you look for, you've got incredible movement in yourself, and you've got nice hand speed. What are you doing to prepare yourself every day to either increase your proficiency or your technique?
Really, just the biggest thing really is consistency. Just being at the gym every day, and you're always working on something new. I try and always watch. I'll tape some of my sparring matches, and definitely tape all my fights and watch my fights and see if I can find something I'm doing wrong, or my coaches can find something I'm doing wrong. We work on that and try and correct it. And as far as movement and stuff, you just got. I do a lot of road work. There's a lot of running involved, and just consistently sticking with the training, getting up every morning running before I go to work, and being to the gym after work. So
You know, when you look at the sweet science of boxing, in your mind, what is that special thing that boxing has for you and for a lot of fighters that are gifted? There's a lot of people out there that like boxing and work really hard at being a punching bag. You, on the other hand, work really hard at being successful. But for you, what is that sweet science of boxing that you follow? Al Mitchell talked about it. Jackie Kalin talked about it. A lot of national fighters talk about it. But for you, what is that special thing for Troy?
For me, I think, like it is for most people, is hit and don't be hit. Like you say, I use a lot of movement, and I really try and, outthink the other guy more than just, be tough. More than just try and be tougher than the other guy. You have to outthink the other guy, and you can watch. I like to watch tapes of people that I'm going to fight if I get a chance to, and if I can't, you kind of have to go out there and figure them out in the first round if you haven't seen any film on them. And you have to just know what to look for, and as he's dropping a hand, he's moving one way more than the other, or it's always his consistent. You just can kind of consistently reevaluate what's going on in there, and work from it.
Now, when you're sitting right there and you're sparring, and you're sort of, you mentioned that you look over the videotape, you look over the DVD, you sit down and sort of plot along. You've got your style of how you want to go at the fight. But when a fighter comes at you or throws something that's a little unusual, how do you move back and forth so freely? It looks like you almost are in a dance. We talked to Alicia. She's a top female boxer, and she has a very poetic style, and it works. We look at Sugar Ray. He is poetic. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Hearns. There's just a story in the poetic nature of the sport, and you have that same element. But, it's not, when you look and you study your game footage of your competitor, what are things that you sort of roll with it? Is it something in your head, or is it something physically that you've worked out?
Probably both. There's physically, like I said, consistency and just doing things over and over and over. Like with your sparring and stuff, you come down to your own style really, and figure yourself out on how your movement is. And I try not to ever stop and be a still target. Like anybody, you want to just consistently keep your head moving, keep your feet moving, keep your hands moving a little bit, and keep some type of movement. Otherwise, you're sitting duck and you're still target.
Absolutely, and no one wants to be that body bag. Now,
exactly.
What's in store for Troy right this very second? What's the upcoming fight, and what's the scuttlebutt going on right now?
Right now, we don't actually have something scheduled next because we get cut on the eye, and we kind of let that heal up a little bit, and we'll pretty much just get back in the gym and start training, get in good shape, and see what else pops up. I don't have anything like a definite schedule set up right now.
You just got things in the works that you're trying not to jinx by talking about, correct?
That's possible.
We do the same thing. Troy Rowland, I want to say thank you for showing up and being so strong. We're going to ask if we can give you a call in another month and a half, possibly 2 months, to see what's going on in your career. Would that be okay?
That'd be great.
Hey, guys, this is Bo in the Lounge. Want to say thanks for tuning in, and we're out of here. One moment, Troy.